Carable and Arjun, and together we are Edibo. We're here to tell you that homemade is better made. Now, homemade food is an integral part of everyday lives. However, it is one that is missing from the college environment. We are here to change that. We want to enable home cooks to share their food with their local community.
So what's the problem with the current college eating options? Well, really they have three. They have restaurants, they have their dining plans, and they can order their food. Let's start off with restaurants. The problem with restaurants is that they're unhealthy, expensive, and inconvenient because they force the student to leave their dorm and travel a considerable distance. Now, with dining plans, the problem with them is that the same dining hall is going to serve the same food on a consistent basis, making it more repetitive. And finally, with ordering food, although it sees a convenience aspect, it's still as unhealthy as restaurant food, and it's even more expensive. So obviously there's a problem. So let's get to our solution. With our ideal customers first, meet Ross. So Ross experiences this problem in his everyday life as an undergrad at MIT. The problem is, though, he doesn't have the facilities or the ingredients to cook a proper meal. So he needs somebody to cook for him, but he doesn't know how to get to them. Our next ideal customer is Mark. So Mark is in a similar position as Ross, as a graduate student at MIT, but however, he can cook. He has the facilities, he has the ingredients, and he has the time. So this is where Edibo comes in. Our solution is to connect these two people using an easy-to-use peer-to-peer network where Mark can post meals and Ross can order the one of his choosing. Now, this benefits Mark because he gains money doing what he loves to do on his own time and his own schedule. Ross, on the other hand, gets his homemade food, which is cost efficient, it's convenient, and finally, it's healthy. Now, we did the numbers just to tell you how much of a potential there is to this. So the beachhead market, which includes international students mainly, because we feel that they'd be most receptive to this idea early on because they have homemade food. That comes up to $6 million. Our TAM also includes students of other demographics and colleges, as well as apartments, because we feel that the closed community of apartments would also be receptive to this idea. That's $250 million. Now you might be wondering how this works, so we made a video to portray our app and its full functionality. Here I am in the kitchen, and with Edibo, I don't have to do a lot extra to share my food with others and make some quick cash. Let me show you. It was that easy. That was
Eating with Edibo is even easier. All you gotta do is open the app, browse local meals of your choosing, and order the one that you like. Here, let me show you. It was that easy.
Looks like you're gonna order, David.
Hey, are you Arjun?
Yeah, you David.
Yeah.
Here's your food.
Alright. It was that easy.
So, other peer-to-peer platforms in the food industry like GroupHub and DoorDash take up to 20% commission fee. We're going to charge 15% commission, which means 85% of the total profits in each transaction goes to the cooks. We're expecting to start small, but we predict an exponential growth. And in the 5th year, we're expecting to have over 1 million profits, expand to 85 colleges with 500 students in each one of them.
Now, all this sounds good, but in real life, is this applicable? To test this, we had an international food festival, where we had 15 real college students who paid real money to get food from people who they did not know. The cook got money up front, we took it from them and had it delivered to the people who wanted to eat it. This is exactly how our app is going to work, but the people will be exchanging food in their own dorms.
So who are we? We are a team that comes from many multicultural backgrounds. However, we recognize in our similarities that we all love our homemade food. Each and every one of this team plays a critical role in the development of the company, and this ranges from app development to operations and public relations.
Now, there are a lot of roadblocks in this. For example, the legal issues. The number of cooks, the quality control, right? So for the number of cooks, we are planning to have a lot of incentives and rewards. For example, the more you cook, the higher you'll be on the leaderboard. And if you're on the top of the leaderboard, you'll get a reward. For quality control, we are planning a two-way rating system so that the cooks and the people who eat are always happy. And if the rating of the cook is below 3 stars, then he will not be allowed to cook on the app anymore. For legal issues, he wants to eat one. For legal issues, we talked to a Harvard law professor who has been working in the cooking industry for up to 15 years now. And he said that as long as the kitchens are common and if all the cooks agree to cook under the FDA regulations when they download the app, there are going to be no problems.
So we've had many successful and inspirational mentors along our way. They range from serial entrepreneurs in Silicon Valley to Harvard professors, and they've given us many valuable and important guidance for our development.
Now, our future plans. We have full app ready right now, and we are ready to upload it on the app store. Next, we have been invited to the world's biggest entrepreneurship panel in October. It's the Ivy League conference which takes place in Harvard. Also, in 2018, we plan to expand to apartments because just like colleges, it is a place where, just like college dorms, it is a place where a lot of people live. And in the end, we plan to expand to India because food delivery in India is really cheap and we can have entire cities using this app at once. Thank you. We are Edible and home-based experiment.
Including Mumbai, and they're gonna start giving food to Mumbai, and they're gonna get in their application.
We are SelfCheck, and our mission is to collectively raise awareness and limit the deadly consequences of skin disease. Meet Barry Williams. Barry's a busy, middle-class, working mother. Barry has had skin cancer before, and she knows the importance of trying to catch the disease early. Now, Mary's not alone. 1 in 5 people in America are diagnosed with skin cancer at some point in their lifetimes. The disease is more common than all other forms of cancer combined. Now, the good news is, skin cancer that is found and removed early is almost always curable. And since the disease is largely external, it is generally easily detectable by everyday people. Now, knowing this, doctors recommend monthly head-to-toe self-examinations so people can catch the disease early and possibly save their own lives. The problem is, most people don't know how to conduct these self-exams. They're not sure what to look for in terms of indicators for skin cancer, and they don't have an easy and convenient system of tracking things they find over time. Now, Mary has these same problems. In her busy lifestyle, she often forgets to do self-checks. That's until she downloads our app. Now, every month, Mary gets a notification on her phone telling her it's time to do a self-examination. She's able to go into the app and see everything she needs to know in terms of what to look for and how to do a self-examination. She's then able to log a finding and track things like spots and moles over time to see if they're changing and are something she should be concerned about. Now, one day, Mary does find something concerning. Luckily, our app has her covered for the next step.
Now, meet Dr. Roberts. She's a local dermatologist in Mary's area, and she wants to get for all of her patients, but she has a problem. The next 2 months of her schedule is filled out with appointments, with very little free time in between. So she needs to use that time as efficiently as possible. That's where the documented feature of SelfCheck comes into play. DocuConnect allows Mary and Dr. Roberts to connect virtually. The documented feature will allow Mary to 1, send pictures and logs of any irregularities she's tracking directly to Dr. Roberts, 2, schedule virtual follow-ups, and replacing a 2-hour ordeal of having to go and come from the dermatologist with a simple 15 to 20-minute video chat, and 3, renew prescriptions digitally. DocuConnect saves both Mary the patient and Dr. Roberts invaluable time and resources. Now, the doctors we've talked to are ecstatic about this idea. We've even received a letter of intent from Dr. DeCastro, a dermatologist we've been talking to. He's gone on to praise several features of our application, including the fact that the reminders could potentially save lives, and that a virtual follow-up would be invaluable towards planning his day-to-day schedule. And teledermatology isn't new to the field of skincare. A study conducted by the Dermatology magazine shows that over 53% of dermatologists plan on incorporating teledermatology into their practice in the near future as this technology continues to grow. This shows that this is the perfect time for a startup to be entering the market, because we become the forerunners of a growing industry. And now, unfortunately, we couldn't get it on our slides, but this weekend we had the chance to conduct a very simple beta of our minimum viable product. It consisted of an emailing list with 31 people, in which we sent them the very basic steps of how to conduct a self-examination, as well as what to look for. We sent out a survey the next day, collected responses, and found that of the people we sent that to, 66% of them conducted self-examination. This justifies the behavior that a user would need to find some benefit in our app from its basic functionality.
In the healthcare space, there is some competition with other similar dermatology applications. However, this proves viability for idea and product, and we have found ways to differentiate ourselves. So some of these unique ways include 1. Accessibility and convenience. Our app has a very simple user interface, unlike other competitors' applications which are very complex to use, and we provide all the information necessary to perform self-checks. Therefore, our app takes less time out of each user's day. 2nd, specificity. Our app hones in on a very specific target market, unlike other applications that are very general and unfocused on healthcare as a whole. And finally, building relationships. SelfCheck is not just a one-time use, but rather it encourages a lifestyle change. We want our users not only to receive very useful feedback from experts, but we also want them to build long-lasting relationships with these local doctors and then become recurring and loyal customers. So, besides advertising, our primary revenue stream is based off of our Doctor Connect feature, which can be split further into 2 parts: sending a photo and virtual follow-up appointments, which are $10 and $35 respectively. Doctors receive 57% of this revenue, and the transaction fee is 2.9%. So our profit is $4 for sending a photo and $14 for the virtual follow-up appointment. Another part of our revenue stream is a freemium model for our tracking feature, which is free for the first 5 uses and then costs $1 for unlimited tracking after that. So due to the high innate need of healthcare, especially due to the far-reaching nature of skin cancer, our app has a lot of potential for growth. Our TAM value is $1.4 billion, and our beachhead market value alone is $19 million. This shows how big our market size is.
Alright, here is a graphical representation of our financial projection. Our basic features will be available and ready to use as soon as we release the application. We intend to implement our sending a photo to a doctor feature immediately, and our virtual follow-up feature after 2 years. One thing I'd like to mention is that we intend to spend 1% of our revenue on marketing. Because as a healthcare product, there's an inherent need, and therefore products in this industry generally do not spend as much on marketing as products in other industries would. Currently, we have 4 plans for growth. The first of which is a partnership. We could partner with local dermatology clinics, dermatology departments in major hospitals, and organizations such as the Skin Cancer Foundation and the American Society for Dermatology Surgery. By partnering with these organizations, we have access to more resources and are therefore able to offer benefits to our customers. Secondly, we have marketing. We intend to sponsor events such as Relay for Life to get our word out there and spread the cause. Thirdly, we have prevention. Many of the dermatologists we've talked to have mentioned that they would like for their patients to know how to protect their skin. Therefore, we could integrate our app with the weather app and send users reminders to apply sunscreen or bring a sun umbrella whenever the UV rating is above a specified number, or simply when the sun is out. And fourth, we would like to expand our markets, which essentially means we would like to be able to offer our Doctor Connect feature in more and more cities as our app develops. And here's our team. This is Tucker. Tucker and I are both hustlers. We have Adib, our designer, and Varun, our hacker. We are a well-balanced team with a variety of skill sets. However, there is one thing that ties all 4 of us to this app, SelfCheck in particular: compassion. All 4 of us have loved ones that struggle with skin cancer, skin disease, or crippling health issues. Therefore, this app, SelfCheck, aligns with all 4 of our personal missions and beliefs and our collective team mission and belief. SelfCheck. Check yourself, protect yourself. Thank you very much.
I'm Monisa. I'm Alexandra. And I'm Devanshi. We are Glassnet. Our mission is to provide honest and accessible resources so students can receive the education that best fits them. Essentially, we're a platform that connects prospective college students directly to current college students to facilitate the exchange of honest, inspiring information. Meet Olivia. She's a senior at Groton High School on the East Coast. She's extremely ambitious with high dreams, hopes, and goals. She's looking to the West Coast for college. However, she's limited in resources. She doesn't have an extensive network to really reach out to all those West Coast schools. Furthermore, she also lacks the money to really visit those schools. She's also been looking at college websites and blogs, and they seem really conflicting and confusing. There's no differentiating factor between them. Now meet Mika. She's a sophomore at Stanford University. She needs a little money to play around with and use for the bills like groceries. She also wants a way to share her college experience with others, because when she was in high school, she had an extremely hard time deciding which school to apply to, and she wants to give back to the community and help others who are in a similar situation as her. And she wants an easy way to do both of these things. This is where Glassnet comes in and creates a win-win situation for both of these people, connecting them and using each other's resources to solve each other's needs. For the high school student, it's an easy, accessible, and direct source of information about the college experience. For the college students, it's an easy platform for them to really share their experience at college and an easy, flexible paying job. We really recognize that there's no channel out there that really has unbiased information about the college experience from a primary resource, in this case, the college student. We also recognize that time, money, and energy are really valuable and limited, and Glassnet aims to make this not wasted.
So what we're going to do right now is just show you guys a quick demo about what it would be like for a prospective college student to actually use our platform as of right now. So what we want to do is make it really easy for them to search the colleges that they're interested in and quickly tap on View Students and be able to see the students that are part of the platform right now. We also recognize that it can be really scary to approach someone online, especially someone you've never met before. So we have a list of suggested questions to start the conversation. Currently, we have instant messaging and we're connecting students through Skype. And in the future, we're going to look to implement video directly into our site. We want to make this really easy and quick for a student to log in, look at a student, and get a sense of them and actually have a conversation that maybe they wouldn't have been able to do otherwise. As you can see, they respond very quickly, and that's a big part of what we're hoping to do is really be able to have these conversations in real time. Also, because they will be rating each other similar to Uber, there's incentives on both sides to have high-quality conversations. We recognize that college is a really crowded and overwhelming market, so two ways we're looking to differentiate ourselves is through credibility and transparency. Credibility, the sense that these students are actually students that are currently at those colleges, students that have done the research, that have narrowed in and that have decided to go to that college and actually have the experience of that freshman year and that transition. In terms of transparency, we're looking to get a really holistic sense of the college. That's why we want the prospective college students to connect to as many college students as possible, rather than maybe just being partnered up with one person and getting one perspective. To go a little bit more in depth with how we're differentiating ourselves, one, as I mentioned, we want conversations in real time. So we want people to be able to talk right then and there, gauge each other's response time, and use that. A second thing is that they're one-on-one conversations. This makes it personalized and specific. It allows the prospective college student to ask follow-up questions, to let the current college student say, to let them know that, hey, you didn't understand my question correctly, can I ask it again? No, that's not exactly what I was thinking. The last thing is that it provides context. We create comprehensive profiles for every single college student. So when a prospective college student gets advice, they can understand where it's coming from. Glassnet tested this out with our 4-day pilot program, where we were looking to test two main assumptions. One being the willingness to pay, and the other being the willingness to actually make connections and communicate on our website. Both of these assumptions were validated, with 90% of the high school students saying that they'd be willing to pay, and in those 4 days, over 50 connections between prospective college students and current college students. The feedback was really exciting for us, where we had one active user, a current high school student, say that they realized that the fit for the college went way beyond numbers. And in terms of the current college students, saying that they really appreciated and recognized that their profile was less about what they did and more about who they were as a student and individual.
We recognize that there's a large market for our services. We identified the value of potential customers as being 606 million, which we obtained by taking the number of students currently going to college next year, 20.2, and multiplying that by the amount we expect each user to spend on our website, which is $30. And then we found our total addressable market using a benchmark of the percentage of students that currently subscribe to test prep services. And we expect to capture about 1% of market share, leading to 3.2 million as a beachhead. From our primary market research, we found that families spend over $10,000 a year simply trying to narrow down their list of colleges. What if a high school student could spend 10 minutes on our website and connect with dozens of college students across the country for a minimal fee of $10 to $60? This is our revenue model. We expect to grow from a small amount to 120,000 in the 5th year through a variety of marketing and PR strategies. We have 3 main channels of customer acquisition. For the first one, we have a referral program where both parties are benefited. Secondly, we have an affiliate program where we plan to partner with college prep and other test prep centers across the country. And thirdly, we have other partnerships with high schools across the country as well as internationally.
Since our pilot program, we've expanded our platform to more than 150 high school users and more than 80 college students, who represent each of the top 20 universities. As we look to scale and grow in the future, we identified 3 main channels with huge opportunity. Firstly, lengthening the time period of our users, as we recognize that our platform can be relevant throughout the entire college process. Furthermore, we will enhance the variety of our users, looking to international students and transfer students as well. And finally, we will increase the volume of both high schoolers and college students on our site. Now, why us? Our team brings together a wide range of perspectives and skill sets into every discussion and decision we make. A huge advantage we have is that we ourselves are high schoolers about to enter the college process. So not only do we understand the market, but really are experiencing the needs and wants of our customers ourselves. And finally, together, we have both the passion and experience to bring our mission to life. Thank you.
We're actually going to take a quick break before we head to the last.
Now, you guys are parents. You understand how it feels to have a newborn child be your entire world. You spend as much time as you can to nurture them, care for them, and ensure that they live a long and healthy life. But when you put your child to sleep at night, do you ever worry that you won't be able to protect them? If something were to happen, would you be able to react? Meet Ronnie. She's a middle-aged mom living in Mumbai, India. She has a newborn child named Rohan, who was recently discharged from the ICU after being diagnosed with bronchitis. Bronchitis leaves them vulnerable to secondary infections that can lead to infant mortality. And even though Ronnie tries her best, she can't always be there to monitor him. And unfortunately, Rohan passes away in the middle of the night, silently and in a matter of minutes. But Rohan isn't the only one. Every year, over 2 million infants die from causes just like Rohan's. What if his death could have been prevented? What if we can prevent the other 2 million deaths? Some of the major causes of infant mortality include pneumonia, bronchiolitis, and cystic fibrosis. These conditions are all linked to low oxygen levels right before mortality. These conditions are also exacerbated in developing countries such as India that have fractured healthcare systems and a lack of education.
So this problem is very big. How big exactly? Well, our worldwide TAM is $123 billion, which is basically all the infants suffering from oxygen-related diseases. Since we're targeting India, our Indian beachhead TAM, or total addressable market, is 15 million, basically all infants between the ages of 0 to 5 suffering from oxygen-related diseases. So we at Lifeband believe that every big problem is solved by a simple, innovative solution. So what is ours? Well, it's Lifeband. Lifeband is a simple, low-cost, low-tech wearable for infants that comes in a form of a glove. It actively measures the infant's blood oxygen level, and it drops too far below the normal amount. It actually sends a text to the parents, as well as buzzes loudly, allowing the parents this extra few seconds of reaction time to wake up and actually tend to the child. There's few extra seconds that can mean the difference between life and death. So, one added feature we did was the Wi-Fi capability. Our wearable sends this data to a website where parents can check their infants' vitals while on the go, either running errands, doing grocery shopping, or maybe just at the workplace. So that brings up another question. Why a glove? Well, I like Spider-Man, so gloves are pretty cool. But no, that's actually not the case. So we talked to pediatricians, and they said that firstly, infants don't like anything that's uncomfortable. They remove socks, gloves, anything that causes them harm. And secondly, and most importantly, infants' hands tend to get cold. When they get cold, they actually mess up all the readings of commercial pulse oximeters. So that's why we made it a glove, to provide comfort as well as accurate readings that sets it apart from our closest competitors. So here's a video showing our prototype.
Hi, this is LifeBen. Here's a short video demonstrating our prototype. So as you can see, this is our glove here, which is actively monitoring my blood oxygen level in real time. It is sending this data to a web page, which allows parents to remotely monitor their infant's health when they're busy running errands, doing grocery shopping, or at work. So as you can see here, it says Ryan is healthy and he has 99% blood oxygen level. And this graph shows Ryan's health in real time. Now I'll proceed to block one of the sensors to simulate a low blood oxygen environment. So as you can see here, it says low blood oxygen level, and it's sent me an alert on my phone over here. It says low blood oxygen level. So this allows parents, this gives parents an extra second of reaction time to give the infant the care and the support that he needs or she needs. And a cool feature is you can share this on various social media as well, including Snapchat.
Well, LifeBen was designed to give peace of mind to those parents with infants who have been discharged from hospital after suffering from any chronic lung diseases. Those 10-15 days out of the ICU can be critical for the baby because their very susceptible to suffer from any secondary infection, and if not attacked early enough, can be fatal for them. Here, we have some testimonials of a doctor and a concerned mother. Moreover, wearable devices away from the hospital to ease the burden of labor shortage. As in Indian hospitals, you have one doctor to every 1,700 patients, which is 4 times more than US. For example, a doctor will prescribe an oximeter for the patient just to go home earlier. And the patient will go to the retail store in the hospital and buy the product. Because of that, we plan to solve problems in 2 possible ways. The first one is using the doctor referral system, in which the hospital will host our product and the doctor will recommend it to parents. The second one is selling our product through a website, which will give more comfort in the purchase.
So we plan to sell our product for $25. We talked to several pediatricians in India, and they said that an average income family in India would be willing to spend about $30 for a medical device for their child. So we feel $25 is correctly priced. As well, it took $17 to produce the prototype, but because we plan to use Indian manufacturing, it will be a lot cheaper, almost by half. So that'll allow us to be more sustainable in a developing market. As for plans for future growth, we initially want to add more sensors to our product, including a heart rate sensor and a sensor for temperature. Additionally, once we gain credibility in India, we want to establish connections with NGOs to target lower income families in India. Also, we'd like to have an IoT feature, or Internet of Things, to allow more communication between the device and the parent, giving them more comfort and peace of mind. Now, who's the team behind this product? Introducing Team LifeBen. We are 4 hardworking and enthusiastic entrepreneurs with the desire to change the world. We obviously have very special interests. We want to combine our knowledge of technology and innovation to create a lasting impact, because we believe that every life saved is another story told. And our goal is to write many stories and be a part of a bigger one ourselves. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Aaron.
Hello, I'm Electra. Hi, I'm Kylie. And I'm Ananya. And together, we are Unitive. We are personalizing the crowdfunding experience. Our mission is to support small, local businesses through community crowdfunding. So how exactly did this come about? Meet Kimberly. Kimberly is the owner of Cafe Pampelona here in Cambridge and a recent partner of ours. Her local cafe is a favorite, has been a favorite since 1958. However, it's extremely small, gets too crowded, and doesn't even have a bathroom. So she's looking to expand her facilities. Now, meet Jake, a loyal customer who hates the long lines and would appreciate a bathroom. Both Kimberly and Jake could benefit from a larger cafe location. However, Kimberly does not have the sufficient funding. Let's take a look at her options. Kimberly could either seek out an investor, take out a bank loan, or post on one of the 3 popular crowdfunding websites. However, all 3 of these options would disadvantage Kimberly's business. Investors take equity, bank loans are too expensive, and other crowdfunding websites have an average fail rate of 70%. Kimberly wants something that rises above all of these disadvantages, and this is where we come in.
Introducing Unitive. Unitive is a rewards-based crowdfunding platform for small local businesses so they can raise funds to improve and grow without making expensive loan payments or giving up equity. By bringing the power of crowdfunding to the community, local people are now able to fund projects they're passionate about and have first-hand experiences with. So how do we overcome this massive 70% fail rate of crowdfunding websites? Through our research, we found that the #1 reason why campaigns fail is lack of preparation and not knowing how to best sell their campaign. Therefore, we can greatly increase their chances of success by providing guidance, one of our highest values for businesses. Our other highest value is localization. Localization means efficient marketing because we are reaching out to donors to people who are most likely to donate and benefit from incentives due to personal connections and first-hand experiences. The competitors listed above are similar solutions to Kimberly's problem. However, when compared side by side based off of our highest values, Unitive fulfills these values the most. So since we're benefiting the small business economy, we have significant market opportunity. Our total addressable market is roughly $800 million per year, which is based off of small U.S. companies that deal directly with the general public, such as arts, recreation, food, retail, and more. Our beachhead market is roughly $15 million per year, which is based off of the same types of businesses, but in the Boston-Cambridge area. We chose this location because of the high density of small businesses and the high interest in Unitive.
So how are we going to be entering this market? We are first focusing on businesses that have campaigns already established on crowdfunding websites such as Indiegogo, GoFundMe, and Kickstarter. But all of these businesses have such a high fail rate that most of them don't do well at all. These businesses have a need, they know they have a need, and they are desperate for a solution. So for example, one of our main partners, Cafe Campolona, they currently have a GoFundMe campaign in order to raise funds to expand their facilities. But as soon as we proposed our alternate platform, they immediately decided to switch and get their campaign up as soon as possible because they were receiving little to no traction. So we have over 110 beta user signups from our website from interested donors that want to help out their local communities. Additionally, we have 2 partnered businesses that we are currently managing their campaigns. We have also received over 20 letters of intent from businesses in the local Cambridge, Boston area that want to get their businesses on our platform as soon as possible. These are some of the interested businesses that are currently in the Boston, Cambridge area that we are going to integrate into our system. And these are also the 2 businesses that we have partnered with during our time at launch.
Unitive is a two-sided market. We have the business and the donor. The donor is going to be our direct customer since we are taking a commission from the funds that they collectively raise. And while the business is required for the success of our company, we are never taking a commission from them, so they won't be our direct customer. We will be acquiring the local businesses through online marketing and referral programs and word of mouth. Because our platform has a huge emphasis on the local community, word of mouth it plays a huge role in our marketing campaign. We will also be acquiring the local donors through online marketing and by incentivizing them through rewards on our platform. These rewards can contain things such as VIP parties or gift cards. So our revenue model is commission-based. We have 2 different funding types. We have a tipping point and a non-tipping point. With the tipping point, the business sets a goal and they must reach that goal in order to receive the money. With the non-tipping point, the business still sets a goal, but even if they don't reach that goal, they still get the money. Since the tipping point is harder to achieve, we'll be charging a lower commission rate of only 5% for the tipping point, whereas for the non-tipping point, we will be charging a 7% commission rate. This still means that 93 to 95% of the funds raised will go directly to the business, and this is still better than our competitors who average around 8% for their commission. So for our future growth, by year 1, we are hoping to have 30 businesses on our platform, and by year 5, we're hoping to have 350. We're planning to do this by expanding to new cities after launch.
So why are we the perfect team to ensure that Unitive will be successful? We have experience in design, marketing, front-end, and back-end development that will allow us to handle the rapid growth necessary for the launch of our company. We have connections with small businesses and understand how hard it is to obtain funds for new expenditure. With our combined skills, we hope to bring about a positive change to the small business community. Thank you.
Thank you, Unitive. Next up, Viva Flow, followed by Carable.
No, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try.
Meet Satoya. Satoya lives in a rural community in Haiti. Both her and her sister have to walk over an hour to the closest fresh water source in order to obtain safe drinkable water. This water, although it lasts the entire day, is severely contaminated and needs to be boiled before it is safe to drink. Almost half of Haiti's population is faced with this particular difficulty. On top of this water crisis, Haiti is highly prone to natural disasters, having 15 earthquakes in just this past year. In addition, the country experiences severe flooding and other natural disasters that makes it even more difficult for Haitians to obtain clean water during such emergencies. Ironically, Haiti is surrounded by 2 large bodies of water, the Caribbean Sea and the Atlantic Ocean. However, both these sources of water have large amounts of salt, contaminants, and bacteria. Viva Flow presents a solution by providing a portable and reliable filter that has the ability to process large amounts of salt, bacteria, and contaminants. We chose to focus specifically to coastal Haiti because of their easy access to seawater and severe lack in fresh water. And by doing so, we hope to be one step closer to reaching the 780 million people in our world in need of water today.
Our technology is the most time and energy efficient way for desalination. We use a manual hand pump to generate the pressure needed to push the concentrated water through the pipe onto the other side of a thin membrane, a process called reverse osmosis. Our final product will be the size of a 1-gallon milk carton and will weigh less than 4 pounds. We want our system to be light and portable for our users.
Of the 4 million Haitians who currently have no access to clean water, 1.2 million of them live along coastal regions, which means they have an abundant supply of salt water. If each family of 4 purchases just one of our products, our beachhead market will generate $18 million in revenue. As our company grows and expands, we're hoping to expand our product to other countries who are also in need of filtering seawater into fresh water. Currently, there are 780 million people who have no access to clean water worldwide, and if each family of 4 purchases just one of our products, our total addressable market is at $10 billion industry.
We will now show a demo video of our prototype. That's the dirty salty water. And after 20 minutes of continuous pumping, 1 gallon of clean water will be filtered out. And that's a relatively time efficient compared to the 5 hours of an alternate option that they currently use. And you can see the clean water coming out of the valve once it's opened.
So among coastal communities, Viva Flow is the fastest and easiest method of obtaining fresh water.
Normally, residents have to walk up to 5 hours to a freshwater source, such as a river or a spring, in order to get fresh water. And even if they do have something that makes carrying the water easier, like the HIPAA roller, it still doesn't take time off going there and coming back. Other alternatives to walking include collecting rainwater and digging a well. However, collecting rainwater is dangerous because if the rain doesn't come in time, there will be a water shortage. And digging a well is very expensive and takes a long time, as it costs $7,000 for one well and can take over a week, and requires constant maintenance after the well is built. In addition, all of these solutions have another problem in that the water that you get from the source is still contaminated. So once you go home, you still have to filter the water. Viva Flow offers a solution to both of these problems because coastal communities have easy access to sea, which lowers the travel time to 1 hour, and it can filter salty water. So once you get the water, you don't have to filter again once you get home. The main competitive advantage of Viva Flow are its ability to desalinate water and decontaminate water, its lack of a need for an external energy source, its portability, and its time efficiency.
So in order to begin distribution of our product, we've started to get in touch with NGOs in coastal Haiti, such as the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Hope for Haiti, and USAID. So in order to begin this process, we're starting distribution of our prototype to do further market research to improve our product.
We at Viva Flow have reached out to Fedco, an equipment manufacturing and development company, who has custom-made the housing and hand pump used in our prototype. We also reached out to a team of chemical engineers who put together our system, also shown in our demo video. We have also gained some financial backing when we set up our Indiegogo campaign, which has already raised $465 from 14 backers. We have also gotten 3 letters of intent from 3 manufacturers, Fedco, Unique, and John Chi, who all expressed their interest in partnerships and mass producing our product. We also have received 2 letters of intent from 2 nonprofits, USAID and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, regarding their interest in buying and distributing our product in Haiti. Lastly, these past 4 weeks, our team has worked with 4 MIT professors working on designs of our prototype.
Currently, each Haitian uses an average of 1,500 gallons of water a year. With our product, and with it comes the ease of accessibility of fresh water, we expect them to increase their consumption of water to 2,500 gallons a year. With this increase in supply of water, we're hoping that they will increase their productivity because of the less time commitment to get fresh water and also their increased quality of living. Because our main mission is to help people in need, our profit margin is relatively low at 15%.
So our plan for growth is as follows. This year, we'll finalize the design and reach out to and partner with a manufacturer in China. Then next year, we'll all fly to Haiti and distribute our product and interview some patients to ask them how we can improve our product. Then, after that, we will partner with 2 NGOs to begin distribution in Haiti, and we'll also improve our product some more. Then in 2019, we will expand our distribution to all coastal regions in Haiti, and we'll also look into other coastal regions to expand into. Then in 2020 and afterwards, we'll look into expanding into other coastal regions, and eventually we'll cover all the coastal regions in the world that need fresh water. Thank you.
I'm Sagar Godfi. I'm Avi Upadhyay. And I'm Albert Zhang.
And we are Carable. Currently in the education industry, students are being disproportionately assessed on tests and grades. And although these metrics may be important, they're not wholly indicative of the student's unique personality. They also create very high-stress environments and high competition at schools. This is not how schools should be. Schools should be places of collaboration and growth, not battlegrounds. On the other hand, you have non-cognitive characteristics, such as hard work and leadership. These are proven to be crucial later on in life when entering the workforce, but schools barely talk about them, and we are going to change that by redefining student success through meaningful metrics. We know that if we want to redefine the education industry, we need to start with schools, and schools want to make parents happy. But to do this, they need to work with teachers, because teachers spend so much time communicating with parents.
The problem is that parents want more information. Report cards and progress reports aren't enough, but teachers have neither the means nor the time to create this information. Until now. Carable provides teachers with a platform that seamlessly tracks and analyzes qualitative data. This qualitative data is then given to parents, teachers, schools, and even students. Parents are happy because they're getting the data they want and deserve. Teachers are happy because they're putting in very little time and getting fantastic results. And then schools are happy because not only are the parents' needs being met, but they're also getting a powerful tool to refine their curriculum. So how's all this going to work? Teachers will be able to reward stars to students based off of the performance in these characteristics that we deem necessary for student success based off of our market research. At the beginning of the day, the teacher is assigned to 1 to 3 students so that they can evaluate them without much bias and at their own convenience. Over time, the teacher can then track the student data to find discovery within the student's character and discovery within the teacher's own teaching style. This also leads to accountability within the education system, as administrators can finally see how teachers are assessing students, leading to overall growth within the educational community. On our mobile platform, teachers will be able to rate the students on 1 to 5 stars on these qualitative characteristics. Then, the teacher can also add a comment to explain an example of how this particularly relates to the student. We initially plan on targeting private elementary schools, and then we are going to address public elementary schools as well. Our overall goal is to get into every school, K through 12, because we believe that every student should have the tools necessary to improve their character.
When talking to multiple teachers, our feedback was amazing. Kama Bruce loved the idea of connecting teachers and students in a way that was never thought of before. Zachary Wilson loved the idea of looking at the whole student, not just at their grades or test scores. As for our progress, we already have 1 school committed to the beta program in the upcoming school year. We also have 3 schools interested in the beta program. We're also partnering with Harvard GSE, or more specifically, the Making Caring Common project affiliated with Harvard GSE. Carable has a unique position in its competitive landscape because it provides meaningful data to the teachers for their analysis and because of its continuous data streams. Teachers, students, and schools will be able to access this data whenever needed.
Let's discuss finances. We hope to achieve $200,000 in revenue by the end of 5 years. We arrived at this number by assuming that 150 schools will be on board with using Carable by that time frame. Moreover, in comparison with our direct competitor, which charges $100 per teacher per year, Carable is much more cost efficient, coming in at an annual cost of just $50 per teacher. We want to gain considerable momentum over the next few years. By this August, we hope to finish all development and release our beta. By the end of next year, we hope to launch our version 1.0 of Carable to the general public. By year 3, we plan on starting a club initiative, enabling high school club ambassadors to start clubs at their schools so parents, teachers, and students can engage in meaningful discussions about ethical engagement with the collective community. Meet our team. Andrew is the head of operations, and I'm the head of finance. Sagar is a design lead, and Abhi is a tech lead. As involved high schoolers, aware of the blind spots of the education industry, we seek to use our passion, collaboration, and complementary skill sets to impart change that the education industry really needs. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Hello, we're Echo. I come from Mexico City. And in rural and urban Mexico, there are still 6 million people suffering from lack of electricity. The government spends the colossal amount of $17.5 million in producing electricity every year. And electricity has been seen rising up 260% in its cost only during the past 10 years. This makes electricity almost inaccessible for a lot of people in Mexico. Additionally, this is due to a great extent to the fact that 60% of electricity produced in Mexico comes from non-renewable resources, making it more and more expensive every year. Therefore, our mission is to harness the power of wasted energy. We focus on this because we truly believe, and we are sure, that the future of electricity, not only in Mexico but also in the world, will come from clean energy.
We realize our mission through the power of piezoelectric tiles. These are substances which produce electric current when deformed under pressure. A simple video showing a real-time voltage produced from this device is as follows. The graph shown on the device, called an oscilloscope, shows voltage produced from these materials are deformed. A simple mock-up of a MVP is designed to place these tiles on a wooden cardboard and a surface placed over it. For the actual eco-energy device, it will be designed to be placed under roads and highways, under the asphalt. Vehicles passing over the roads produce mechanical energy, which will be captured by our energy harvesting device and converted into electricity. This electricity will be used to power up streetlights along the road, billboards, and eventually be uploaded into the electric grid. We have calculated that for every kilometer of our device on the roads, we are set to produce 250 kilowatts of electricity. To put this into perspective, this is enough power to light up 150 homes.
After doing primary market research and realizing the huge need of electricity that there is in Mexico, we will target our device to the federal Mexican government with a total addressable market of $800 million. But first, we will start with Querétaro, our beachhead market, with a potential of $32 million. Now, ECO is at the right time to enter the market. Why? We have pilot programs operated by the Secretary of Public Works from Querétaro and Jalisco in order to test it out and put it into highways. We also have partnered with 11 stores in order to test our product and better refine it. Last but not least, we have the support system from various MIT professors, including Martin Culpepper and Edward Moriarty. The market opportunity. Mexico is running out of oil, and so this puts a lot of pressure into the country, as our main source of energy is still going to die. Mexico is also an eco-friendly nation, and is consistently looking into different alternatives in order to better save the environment. Currently, there's more than 67 projects aiming to better serve the people and find alternative ways to save the world. Mexico is also looking forward into different ways of making electricity. And so the country just signed a pledge with 3 other countries, saying that they want to obtain 50% of the power from clean energy by the year 2025.
Our revenue model is designed to be both simple for the purchasers as well as eco. First, the transaction revenue will be based off the simple purchase of the device. Also, the service revenue will be based off the installation for the maintenance fee of our device. One device of our from Echo will cost $25 to make, and will be sold at $30, creating a $5 profit. At this rate, including all the maintenance fees as well as the installation fees, we'll be able to have a payback time of 97 days for our investors. From after launch, we plan on focusing on product development for our first year in order to create the most efficient device as possible. Then our second year, we'll enter private sectors and have some pilot tests there in order to get some promising numbers. With those promising numbers, we plan on entering the federal government first with pedestrian roads. And then finally we'll enter the highways so that it can create the most electricity as possible. Based off of our growth, we created an income statement. During our first year, we'll have no revenue but losses because we'll be only focusing on research and development. However, as we enter the private sectors, we'll be minimizing that loss. And as we enter the pedestrian with the government and start selling to the government, we'll be able to create a revenue of creating a net profit of $33,000. Finally, in our fifth year, when we enter the federal highways, we'll be able to create $1.1 million of net profit with a $6 million revenue.
This is the team that will be investing time and energy into this project to achieve benchmarks and goals. Taco Lee from South Korea, Paulina Ansaldo from California, Pascal Kirapa from Kenya, and me, Rodrigo Cruz from Querétaro, Mexico. We're Eco Energies, and we're revolutionizing the world watt by watt. Thank you very much.
Hey everyone, last pitch. I'm Jason, this is our team, Rahi, Gabby, and Nick. Together, we are PolitiFund. So our mission at PolitiFund is to enhance political expression by amplifying the voice of the people through crowdfunded lobbying. So as young people, we feel disconnected from our government and detached from politics. Although we're quite comfortable sharing our political opinions on social media, we often fail to campaign, donate, or sometimes even simply vote on the issues that matter most to us. And this isn't just a trend that applies only to young people. This is something, as I'm sure you know, that's starting to affect all Americans. The reason behind this widespread disenchantment is because of several roadblocks to participating in our democracy. First, there's just far too many news and media outlets and just differing opinions for anyone to fully grasp what is truly going on. Second, the voting process is tedious. Starting from registration and then driving a long way to get to a poll booth, and then once you're there, waiting in line, all this just to get your voice heard. Third, our candidates are often too complex, hiding behind a wall of broken promises, and then changing their stances in a matter of weeks, sometimes even days. Finally, most importantly, large corporations are pouring in millions upon millions of their own money just to ensure that their voice is put above ours. And this is making us feel like we have no stake in our own government. Our platform, PolitiFund, empowers citizens to overcome these roadblocks.
And the way we allow them to overcome these roadblocks is by bringing them onto our platform and connecting them with professional lobbyists who can advocate for the causes that they care about. The user end of our platform is already defined by the rest of the crowdfunding industry, but we want to show you how the lobbyists would actually go about using our platform. So first, they'll sign in and enter all of their information. Then from there, they can see a panel of campaigns that have already been fully funded. They click on one that they feel passionate about and want to support. And then from the lobbyist panel, they continually update the funders of the campaign on what the progress of the lobbying effort is and where their money is actually going. So take Jan. She votes regularly, but this means that she gets to vote once every couple of years for a candidate who may or may not care about the specific issues that she cares about. But now with PolitiFund, all Jan needs to do is give a small political donation on PolitiFund to spark political change that matters most to her. And she can do this from the comfort of her own home. Frank is a lobbyist. He likes to increase the good publicity of his lobbying firm by taking on pro bono cases. And now he can continue advocating for the social causes that he cares about, but he can earn money alongside that. Frank also now gets access to a passionate pool of people on the platform who can aid in grassroots lobbying efforts. In fact, both of these people have actually used our platform.
Jan and Frank are just two examples of the millions of people who are like-minded who would benefit from using our platform. The first value that we provide on our platform is transparency through weekly email updates that detail exactly what's happening on the campaign. Additionally, users can go to the reports page on the website to view complete campaign diagnostics, so there's no doubt that they know where their money's going. We also provide access to a vetted lobbyist through our board of trusted lobbyists who reviews each lobbyist before they're allowed access to an account on our website. Lastly, we provide funder participation when choosing lobbyists that they want on their specific issues through a simple voting process. Not only do we provide value to our customers, but we also have a competitive advantage over companies in similar markets. Through our unique coupling of effective online crowdfunding and impactful political action, whereas the competition only does one or the other. Throughout the 4 weeks of launch, we gained some major traction. We raised $1,600, $150 of which was raised today, as part of our manual pilot to prove the concept that people actually want to donate to hire a lobbyist for causes that they care about. In our pilot, we partnered with the No More Melanoma Foundation, who we helped raise funds to hire lobbyists who would fight for legislation that prohibit insurance companies from denying funds for life-saving melanoma care. We also have over 1,200 beta signups, and we partnered with over 15 organizations who have agreed to help us with our marketing and expanding our initial user base.
Our revenue model has been tried and tested. It works, as demonstrated in most of the rest of the crowdfunding industry. 5% goes towards our platform to keep it sustainable, as nonprofits are heavily restricted in any lobby activities they may want to engage in. 92% of what you donate goes directly to the cause that you care about, and 3% is a transaction fee charged by PayPal. And I'm not going to bore you with all the financial stuff because it's been a long few hours. But we have a total addressable market of 1.6 billion, a beachhead market of 24.6 million, and you can see the profit projections for the next 5 years behind me. But where do we go from here? We want to code our entire own native platform from scratch. We want to develop a huge Facebook presence, as I'm someone who loves to post long posts on Facebook about the things that I care about. And you don't have to scroll through your newsfeed to find out that there's millions of people like me out there too. By making our campaigns easily shareable, we can tap into this market, gain traction, and allow you to enact real change alongside your Facebook posts. We also want to start on more local issues, but branch out to more larger federal issues, and introduce gamification into the website. Things like points, badges, and leaderboards can all increase user experience. And here's a more detailed growth plan for the next couple of months, ranging from when we curate our first initial campaign to launching in a couple of months' time. And this is our team. As Jason has already said, this is Jason, Rahi, myself, and Nick. We all have a huge variety of skills, backgrounds, and interests, and we all have a huge interest in politics, leading to us to participate in things like Model United Nations or debating. Lawrence Lasik, 2016 presidential candidate who crowdfunded $1 million earlier this year for his political campaign, had this to say about our product. And here's some other organizations who have helped us over the past 4 weeks. Lobbying firms, individuals, nonprofits, as well as press, like everyone here listened to our radio show a while ago, and that was pretty awesome. And thank you very much for listening. You can scan our QR code to sign up for our beta and join us on our journey to help bring democracy back to the people, one click at a time.
Launch students, what was one of your favorite things you learned at launch this summer? Yes?
Companies are not about the product.
Companies are not about the product. So it's an integrated circuit across everything. Excellent. What else? What other favorite things have you learned at launch this summer?
Like how to be resilient, like make
Resiliency. Yes, in the face of adversity, how to be able to respond. What else?